Is One Tree Hill's Brooke heading to a very dark place this season? And which guy, if any, will she end up with at the end of the series? I'm Matt Midovich on the set of One Tree Hill with Sophia Bush.
No, I'm not going to take your money. I'm not going to take your money.
Will you do an interview?
Yes.
All right. How did the whole 5-year flash forward thing work for you last season?
It was great. You know, it really reinvigorated our show. We had done so much in 4 years, and especially at this point, this day and age, if you will, there's no way that 7 kids from their small hometown are going to go to the same college.
Right.
It never happens. You know, we'd all be across the country and talking via text and iChat all day. So we wanted to bring everyone home, but obviously not try to sell the cheese of we're all gonna go to Tree Hill Community College together. So it was very exciting because it gave us so much time that we didn't have to showcase that we could all build our own individual issues. And then coming back to it gave us a lot of storyline to work with, and I think we also got super lucky because we jumped ahead and we got Jackson, our little dude, instead of having a little baby on set. So it was rad.
So you read the season finale script. Do you immediately start formulating your own theories on who he called?
Well, I know who he called.
Well, we know you know, but at the time, 6 months ago when you were reading the script, are you thinking?
Of course, at the time, at first my reaction was, "Are you kidding me?" And then immediately I was on the phone with Mark Schwann. I was like, "Tell me right now." So it was definitely cool because they refused to let us know anything. But our hiatus in between seasons 5 and 6 was only 5 weeks, so we didn't have to wait that long to find out.
So what's up with Brooke these days? Does she still have the maternal longings, or are those?
Very much so. I don't think any of that goes away. We're fortunate enough to have aged our characters up to a point where they're not whimsical teenagers. They're young adults who are really figuring out their life. I was thinking that
maybe she got a little beaten down and decided to give it up.
No, I think if anything, giving up Angie was incredibly difficult, but really reinforced that that's what she wants to do, and it's the life she wants to lead, and spending as much time as she does with Jamie because he's her godson, and watching Nathan and Haley's family just reinforces that desire for her. Brooke grew up with such a cold, distant mom, and she knows that she wants to be such a different mother than that.
Right.
So she's still very much wants that life.
How dark of a place is she in this season?
We all go to some pretty dark places this season. I think it will really excite people. I think it will be incredibly emotional for people. It's been very emotional for all of us. But it's great because when you get the chance to really delve into things that are real and that aren't always sunshiny.
They're not giving you the typical, young adult angst that other shows play.
Because we've done it. You know, we did it for 4 years and it was great. And of course, we're still dealing with problems. We're still dealing with our issues. People laugh at Brooke's issues and go, okay, your mommy didn't love you, but you're 22 and you have a multi-million-dollar company. Like, is your life really that bad? And you have the opportunity, I have the opportunity in my character to say, yeah, it is. All of that is great, but it's an old adage. Money can't buy happiness. Money can't buy love.
I have some reader questions for you.
Okay, I'm going to set this on down.
Okay.
Looks like we're not going to get back to our game anytime soon. No. Okay.
Bernice actually brings up a good point. She recalls that in season 1, Brooke said to Lucas, "How many times in your life do you get a moment where you get to say, that's when it all changed for me?" And Bernice wants to know, has there been a moment in your life where you said to yourself, it's all changed for me?
Wow. I think there's a lot of moments in your life that way if you choose to be aware. I think one of the greatest gifts of getting older is that you learn the difference between being self-conscious and being self-aware, and I pride myself on being a very aware person. And for me, if I'm not evolving every day or growing a little every day or learning something about myself or one of my friends or people, then I feel like I'm failing. So there have been many of those days at different points in my life where I've thought, okay, I'm different now.
KJ asks, who would you like to see Brooke end up with at the end of the series?
Oh, that's so hard. I don't think Brooke will have the typical fairy tale. And maybe that's just me. But I think she grew up watching what was supposed to be this perfect family, you know, her wealthy businessman father and her beautiful mother with this perfect little girl. You know, to the outside they looked just picturesque. And on the inside the home was really ugly and really dark for her. And Nathan and Haley have that fairy tale. They are the fairy tale relationship in our show.
What are the odds that there can be more than one of those in town?
Yeah, and I just don't think that that's her path. I think Brooke is going to end up being a mom, but maybe she's not going to have her own baby. Maybe she's going to adopt another kid, you know. I don't think Angie will come back, but she could very easily find herself in another of those situations. I think Brooke will build her family piece by piece rather than sort of have it bloom, because she's putting her life back together in so many ways that I think starting from the ground up and rearranging her own building blocks, those will be things that she pulls in eventually too. And who knows, Mark Schwann might watch this and go, you're ridiculous, that's not what's going to happen at all. But
I'm bringing back Chase.
For me, that's sort of where I see her life going.
Linda wants to know if you have any guilty pleasures.
Oh, we all do. Look at my freezer. That's a guilty pleasure right there. Everything that's in it. My biggest guilty pleasure in Wilmington, though, would have to be Kilwins. It's the most incredible ice cream you will ever have in your life, and the scoops are about this big.
Your eyelids like fluttered while you're talking about it.
I can't. It's my pride and joy. And it was great because yesterday Lisa and I were shooting at Close Over Bros, which is only 4 blocks from Kilwins, so we went there for lunch. Yes, we did.
Well, TV, any guilty pleasure
yes,
TV?
I have different kinds of guilty pleasure TV. I have my really geeky guilty pleasure TV, like Mythbusters and Shark Week and anything on the Discovery Channel and Man vs. Wild that I love. I'm also a big Deadliest Catch fan. But then, if ever I'm flipping through the channels and an episode of The Girls Next Door is on it, I have to watch it. And it's ridiculous, and it's totally mindless television, and I love every second of it. And I'm fascinated by them and their humor and the whole thing. It's like another planet to me, and I think it's amazing.